How's it going, YouTube? I'm Tyler and welcome back to another Fish on Moto video. In today's video, I'll be working on my 2009 Mark 1 Kawasaki Versys 650. I've had this bike now for about 4 months, and in that time I've clocked up about 6,000 miles. It's now due an oil and filter change. It's a really simple and easy job which should only take about half an hour to do, and anyone can do this job themselves at home with some simple tools and save themselves some money on a garage bill. Before we have a look at the tools and parts we're going to need, I'm going to start my bike up and let it run for 5 minutes in the background so the engine oil can get nice and warm. To be able to do this job yourself at home, you are going to need the following: at least 2 litres of 10W40 semi-synthetic engine oil, a new copper crush washer for your sump bolt, a high flow 303 oil filter, a funnel and a measuring jug, some brake cleaner or degreaser, an oil filter removal tool, you can get the socket type as well, a 5mm Allen key and a 17mm spanner. Now we know what tools and equipment we're going to need to be able to do the job, I'm going to bring the bike into the garage and make sure it's on some flat, level, even ground. Once I've done that, I'm going to make a start by removing the lower fairing panels. Unscrew and remove the oil filler cap. Then, using your 17mm spanner, undo your sump nut. Before fully undoing your sump nut, make sure you have an old container ready to catch the oil. Now's a good time to go put the kettle on and make yourself a cuppa, as you want to give the bike a good couple of minutes for the sump to fully drain all of the engine oil. Before I put the sump nut back in, I'm going to replace the copper crush washer for a brand new one. And as well as doing that, I'm also going to wipe off any excess oil what's been spilt from the sump using a rag. Do up the sump nut with the 17mm spanner. It only needs to be tight enough to crush the washer, so don't go crazy tight. The next job is to replace the oil filter. I'll use the chain tool to help me grip the old filter and unscrew it from the engine. Have a good clean around the filter area using a rag and some brake cleaner to get rid of any excess oil or debris what may contaminate the new oil filter. Get your new oil filter and remove the plastic cover. Pour 100ml of oil into it to prime it, but before I screw it onto the engine, I dip my finger into some oil and smear some oil around the rubber seal to stop it from sticking when I screw it on. Screw the filter back on. It only needs to be tight by hand, but don't go crazy. Kawasaki have put a label just above the oil viewing glass telling us how much oil we need. As we've changed the filter, we're going to need 1.9 litres. So I'm going to use my measuring jug and measure that out, but remember, we've already put 100ml into the filter, so we only actually need 1.8 litres. Once the correct amount of oil has been put into the engine, I screw the oil filler cap back on, start the bike up and let it run for a couple of minutes. Let everything settle for 5 minutes, then double check my oil levels. If I need to, I can then top up the oil again until I get the correct oil level. The last thing to do on this job is to put the lower fairing back on the bike and then just give it all one last wipe over and clean. So there you go, YouTube. That's how to do an oil and filter change on a 2009 Mark 1 Kawasaki Versys 650. It's a really simple and easy job, and most people should be able to do the job themselves at home with a few basic tools. Hopefully you're now able to give it a go and save yourself some money on your next service bill at the garage. I hope you've enjoyed the video and found it useful. If you have, make sure to subscribe to this channel, because there'll be more content on my Versys and all my other Kawasaki's coming soon. For today's video, that's it. So thanks for watching and take care.